the interdependence of nations is so much such that we cannot ignore any problem or any anarchy happening in any part of the world. May it be in Somalia, may it be in DRC, or may it be in Ukraine or any other part of the world. Because when there is anarchy in a certain corner of the world, it gives room for other people, criminals, to set camp there and plan things which may affect you directly. We saw with the anarchy in Afghanistan and what it contributed in molding Osama bin Laden. We saw anarchy in Libya, we saw anarchy in Iraq and Kuwait and many other nations. So we cannot say that there is anarchy in Lesotho, and because Lesotho is a very small country inside within South Africa, therefore let's just ignore. Anarchy everywhere is, anywhere is anarchy everywhere.
Yes.
That's why it's very important as the nations in Africa, in the coming years, there's no other way but we have to unite as a people of Africa. And the way trends are happening at the moment, if you look at what's happening in Western Africa, West African nations, the kind of coups which are happening at the moment, supported by the people, because they think people have come to realize that France as a nation has been squeezing all the resources of this country and building their nations, but not African nations. This has been happening in most of Africa countries. It is also happening to some extent in our nation. Because where my brother comes from, we have used tracks of tea which is not bringing enough foreign exchange or currency in our economy. We have to find a way of fixing this once and for all.
Yeah.
And it's not only Kenya, but also other African nations which are facing the same problem. The technology, the pace at which the technology is moving is so fast, such that some of the notions which have been held by nations will be killed by technology. And African nation can only get to the same pace with other nations if, one, we are going to be central as far as matters technology, just the way we have been central. Look at M-Pesa, what it has done in terms of financial inclusion in this country, within the East Africa. So we can have our own local technologies which can thrust the nation into serious development trajectory. The railway network, let's say in Germany, was built in 1902, 1912, those years then. So we cannot be able to compete with some of these nations when it comes to infrastructure, but we can be able to compete in the emerging technologies which are seriously bringing in income to the nation, but also we have to stimulate the way we do our things as a nation, as African nations, in making everything to be efficient, effective, and it can be done in a short period of time.
Yeah.
It happened in Singapore, it happened in other nations, in Asian, what we call Asian tigers. It can also happen in our African nation. And I can tell you, that's the direction which
But
Africa
are we
is
so much
taking.